1, 2, let me say it 3 times. Check, check, check. I don't need a microphone when my show is on. So grab a chair, sit your booties right there and stare at the master with the accent. People always asking. My origination, I'll take you to the destination. My words, a subliminal trip like a spaceship. We rip through wormholes and shit, making history for these kids to see and know. Come with me, and together we make Hi, I'm Shorty, and I'm the producer, director, and editor of The Shorty Show. I have a special guest that I brought with me on today's episode, a political correspondent and a candidate for Congress, Miranda Tozier-Robbins. Hi, Miranda. Welcome. Thank you, and thank you for inviting me to talk about our city's politics. I know that there's not many outlets here in Pittsburgh that discuss what's going on in City Hall, let alone there be a wide variety of opinions and analysis for constituents to engage in. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So let's jump right into it. There's a lot to get done today. What's on your mind, Shorty? I've been in this city for a long time. And I can remember I used to do the mayor's weekly press conferences. I was the first person that used to record. It was Mayor Mylot, you know. It was the mayor's weekly speeches. It was like on a Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Sometimes the whole thing would be held up until I would get to City Hall, and then that's when they install the remote system. Like they would be able to just do it straight from the studios. Anyway, so, we went from the days of, the mayor's weekly public press conference to, well, let me read to you, actually. On January 27th, less than a month ago, well, at the time of this production, January 27th, 2022, the current mayor of Pittsburgh, Mayor Di sent a letter out, by surprise. And, it's not coming as any surprise. And this is the whole point of this episode. A lot of people don't even know who their city councilors are. A lot of people, don't even know who their own mayors are. I'm not saying everybody. If you were to take a poll, I wonder how many people. You would like to think it's 100%. Well, when voter turnout is less than 20%. On the 27th of January, the current mayor came out with a letter that, it wasn't in the newspaper, it wasn't really made public, it was just to the current 11 councilors on the Pittsburgh City Council. And the sad part is that, let's see, there's 50,000 plus people in the city of Pittsburgh. How many of those people do you think know, the names of all 11 councilors? Or the name of the mayor. The letter that the mayor came out with on the 27th, out of the blue, wink, wink, reads as follows. Dear honorable councilors, as mayor, this is Mayor Di Natale we're talking about, I will be implementing Section 19 of our city charter. Now, this Section 19, which hasn't been updated since the 1940s, reads as follows, that the city council at any time may request from the mayor. So you went from the mayor having a weekly press conference to drafting up this tyrannical decree? Now, normally people are saying, okay, what's wrong with it? What? Sure. Now, this wouldn't look so funny if he didn't do this right after he just got elected. How long has Di Natale been in office? It's funny because, first First we went from, in 2017, he told counselors to only ask department heads questions in private. Then it went from that to city councilors don't ask department heads anything. That everything will go straight to the mayor's office. No press, no counselors, no constituents. Nobody asks anybody anything, and everything comes from one spot. So, we here at Shorty Productions became a little suspicious. You can see how bad that looks. So, the mayor decided to clean it up a little bit. So the very next day, he scratches this one, right, and decides to just release another email here. But now notice, he doesn't refer, on the very next day, he doesn't refer to elected officials as honorable counselors. Now, the very next day, he decides to begin with greetings. As mayor, consistent with our city charter, I will be requiring city councilors' requests of department heads be submitted to my office. Who came up with that one, though? Any of the city councilors come up with this? Any of the constituents come up with this? My office will review requests on a case-by-case basis. Now, here's the change, right? Other modes of communication will include in-person meetings, direct response. Right. So here's the change now. So other modes of communication, right? So how he's going to get back to people. So now instead of just saying, oh, we'll only send you an email, now he'll say, okay, we'll talk to you in person. Bad, slippery slope. So, what happened? Of course, we had a town council meeting. It gets better. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, it gets better. And exercising our First Amendment rights, freedom of the press. You know, we have the right to know what our own government's doing. We here at Shorty Productions decided to go to this public city council meeting and see what the mayor had to say about his sudden action. So now we're going to finally see what the mayor had to say about all this and the reaction from the city councilors. And we're going to discuss this. We're going to discuss the reaction to the reactions.
Thank you very much. Public forum. The public had been advised to contact the city clerk's office regarding any remote comments of no more than 2 minutes. None were brought to our attention.
Isn't it funny that out of all the people online arguing and complaining and, you know, that had something to say about this decree, this was the perfect opportunity to say something, you know, and it, oh, man. Before we do continue on with this, there is one more thing that we'd like to bring out. Now, notice, when asked if there's any members of the public that is currently recording, doing any video recording or whatnot, and, you know, I stated my name, address, member of the public, Shorty Productions, LLC, you know, member of the press. We have Councilor Bolshman here who wants to make a comment. You know, I'm okay with the FATV cameras, but man, you know, do I have to have another camera in here?
Anyone else?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Do I have to put up with 2 cameras? I mean, you got FATV recording this.
It's,
Why do I
that's
have?
the way it works. That's the way it works.
I don't mind being on TV, I love it. No, not that far.
Well, just think of it as no different from the cameras you've already got.
I bet if you were holding a Fox News camera, he wouldn't have had a problem.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I bet you, you know, if I was a Caucasian man wearing a Boston Globe hat, you know, and a USA Today person was standing next to me, and we had Fox News right down the street, I wonder if his comment would have been the exact same. Oh, geez, you know, I don't mind the FATV cameras, man, here, but gosh, do we have to have the Boston Globe and the Fox News here cameras, man? Things that make you go,
And Mr. Mayor, if you would like to address the council?
Can I go from the rostrum?
You certainly can.
Thank you.
Good evening, evening, members of the City Council and the viewing public. Thank you for the opportunity to share with you my effort to enhance the delivery of effective municipal government to the citizens of Pittsburgh. Earlier this month, I began discussions with Council President Zarella regarding City Councilors' contact with department heads.
Oh, so President Zarella was in on it and didn't even tell his own colleagues.
Council President Zarella was in on it. And see, here's the sad part about it. And that's what we're saying. Get to know who your candidates are, what their, morals, values, where they stand on sides issues. I'm not saying, I think he's an awesome dude, Mr. Zarella, nice man, good intent and everything. However, in my opinion, he basically, I would say his son, Marcus DiNatale, is his right-hand man, and Mr. Zarella is his left-hand man. That's the city council, people that you elected into office.
Since issuing this letter, there's been a tremendous overreaction. You may hear terms, for example, that are killing democracy, require separating power between the mayor's office, the city council. City councilors will not be able to usurp the mayoral position of overseeing and directing the various departments of the city. Unfortunately, I don't believe that anything I say tonight will appease some of you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mayor.
So now we're going to break away from that, and we're going to hear what the various city councilors had to say in response to this, and we'll take from there. Go from here.
I don't normally do this, but in this instance, I am going to exercise my prerogative to speak first to this matter.
As only that you should speak first, considering that you knew about this before everybody else. It's almost fair to say, Council Zarella, that you were, in cahoots with this? Is that a fair question to ask? So he helped tweak and refine this.
I made it clear to the mayor that I am not in favor of this policy and that I see a lot of concerns with it. However, I do understand the reasons behind its implementation. And Councilor Clement.
As I have been saying, this does not bother me at all. I have been following this protocol for about 6 months. It's fine that the responses I get are much quicker and much more accurate. The protocol, to me, is not a big deal. There's never a time where I just show up at a department head's office to speak with them.
Yeah, she probably has no problem with it, because she's probably, no offense, but probably one of the counselors that aren't even getting any requests. So, of course, it wouldn't bother you.
Councilor Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was one of the councilors who met with the mayor's administration this past week when this first came out because I had my reservations about it.
As a new counselor, he was sworn in January 3rd. Within 3 weeks, he's told he can't do his job. So, of course, he's going to feel completely opposite because now you have a brand new guy, excited, ready to jump in there, ready to help out the constituents. And now he's being told, well, actually, no, you're not here to do that.
Councilor Squalier.
I'm also concerned about the mayor's office's ability to handle this new role as the arbiter and gatekeeper of all information in the city. How can the mayor's office add on these new additional layers of administration that 11 city councilors have been assisting with and directed to do privately for years, especially when we are forwarding all questions and concerns through the mayor's office?
Here's another point that she brings up. I like that point that she brings up, how every question and concern that's brought to them, they forward it anyways to the mayor's office. And all of it can be easily tracked and traced if this is so. And so if anybody in the mayor's office wants to help in and jump in and get involved and help out, they can. They have all the requests from everybody. So have the work all spread out instead of just having everything being channeled into one direction, one flow.
I also have a concern of conflict of interest and ethical responsibility.
She said it, not me. We're going to share with you, we're going to show you something that Mr. DiNatale, who is the mayor's son and also on the city council, he serves as a council at large, and he's also the longest serving member of the council. After this decree came out, of course, obviously, Mr. DiNatale, who's in full support of it, had this to say on the internet. It's crystal clear, if it hasn't been to most by now, that the Discussing Pittsburgh Now page, which was created by his fellow council member, Samantha Squalia, serves no other purpose than being a forum to religiously trash Mayor DiNatale and his administration every single day. That is not true. The purpose of the page is for people who live in the city of Pittsburgh, or have lived, or plan to live in, can discuss anything that's going on in the city of Pittsburgh, from dead cats to lost dogs to mayoral decrees. Anything under the sun in the city of Pittsburgh is what is being discussed. Now, there are actually two Discussing Pittsburgh Now pages, because the one that is monitored by the council member is actually censored and monitored. So, the Discussing Pittsburgh Now page that could possibly serve as a forum to religiously try, there isn't a forum anywhere that I know of that serves of a purpose to, guys should, obviously, again, now you see why we think there's a conflict of interest here. Well, simultaneously, yeah. Okay. Frequently instigated by the administrator. Well, instigating is the wrong word. And I'm a member of the press. Our own city newspaper didn't even cover our election. Our own city newspaper wasn't even at that council meeting. And the only people trying to tell the public what's going on is this council member and Shorty Productions, LLC, and FATV. But, again, how much effort are they really trying to, other than taping the performance, that's pretty much what it was, right? Other than taping the council meeting, and then airing it, They could have what? Don't they got Kushmerik's corner and Cronin's corner and this person's connection, and they have all these other public officials and everybody. Can't anybody talk about what goes on at the council meetings and inform the public and talk to the public about what the Pittsburgh laws are and how to get more involved in government? But no, that's not the things they want to talk to you about. They don't want to inform you. They don't want to educate you. They want to keep you stupid and ignorant so that you are dependent and reliable on them because you don't know any better.
Councilor DiNatale.
This is non-negotiable. This is not up for discussion. We're not going to meet and talk about it. The department heads do not answer to the city council. They answer to the chief executive. Chief executive devises their budgets. Chief executive devises their budgets.
I also have a concern of conflict of interest and ethical responsibility.